might look a little less happy about being here than the other two. We are here to talk about Season 4, Episode 9 on this week's episode of Coming Up Milhouse. And today's episode is Mr. Plow. If you had a chance to watch it, because we gave you the heads up last week, we hope you enjoyed it. So go ahead and give an overview.
Okay, this is one of the best of the early Simpsons episodes, in my opinion. This is where Homer decides that he is going to get a plow truck because he's so dumb that he wrecks the cars, both of them, after coming home from Moe's. But he's going to get a plow truck and, plow a bunch of snow and make a bunch of money. Mm-hmm. But then his good buddy Barney gets wind of the whole thing and how successful Homer is and starts to one-up him with his own plow. And
the Plow King.
They get a little bit of tension going, but lots of funny jokes in there as well. So let's kick this off with lines. What is your first line?
Tonight you'll see Angela Lansbury walk on hot coals. Excitement, she wrote. That was
very, very early in
this. The very beginning, and they were watching TV, and it was like Circus of the Stars, only it was a different name than that. And all you see is feet walking on hot coals, but that was the...
But you hear...
Angela Lansbury.
Angela Lansbury. Well, my first line involves a celebrity as well, and that celebrity is Adam West. And the line is, I suppose you're only familiar with the new Batman movies. Michelle Pfeiffer. Ha! The only true Catwoman was Julie Newmar, Lee Merriweather, and Eartha Kitt. And I didn't need molded plastic to improve my physique. Pure West. And why doesn't Batman dance anymore? Remember the Bat-2C? And then Bart, Lisa, and Homer back away from him because this was at the car show where they were going, and Batman, the Adam West Batman, was there with the original Batmobile. And that was his line.
Don't make eye contact.
Yeah, back away. Don't look. I had to. It was really good. All right, what about number 2?
I had that one down.
Oh, you had that one down? I stole your thunder.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
You did the Bat-2C. I was not going to do the Bat-2C, so there you go.
You get the Bat-2C when I do the lines. So.
All right. Well, number 2 is I wrote down 6 different quotes, so don't worry about me.
Oh, man, you're good. You got that close.
Are you tired of having your hands cut off by snowblowers? That was from Homer's commercial for Mr. Plow.
I like that's so common that... Right. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of having my hands cut off, man. I need a service that can fix this. His way, he's a blind.
What about your number 2?
All right, so my number 2 is from Grandpa, and this was after Homer gets the plow and starts plowing everything, and he says, "We're no longer snowed in. We're free. I'm cold and frightened." And then he goes back in.
Springfield Retirement Community.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Did you have a third one?
I did have a bonus.
Good, because I have a bonus too.
All right, what's your bonus?
The waiting game sucks. Let's play Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Well, you know what? That was my bonus.
It's the best.
It was so good. So after Homer's commercial, he says, "Now John Q. Public has our number. Now we play the waiting game," and they sit there. And then
the waiting game sucks. Let's play Hungry Hungry Hippos. And it's 3:17 in the morning when their commercial airs, and the kids are saying, who's watching TV at 3:17 in the morning? So they just watched the commercial, and then they're playing the waiting game, and then Homer wants to play Hungry Hungry Hippos.
They don't go back to bed,
No, it's Just ridiculous.
It's so
It's just ridiculous. Uh-huh.
Okay, well, that was our
Well,
lines.
good bonus line there.
Yeah, very good. We both got that one, and it was well worth noting.
Yep.
So, what about scenes? You want to give me your scene?
I loved the entire car show. It's just,
Good.
it's one of the best scenes in this episode. There are so many great scenes in this episode. This episode is nonstop from the beginning to the end. And like you mentioned at the beginning of this segment, it is one of the best from the early seasons, for sure. So at the beginning of the car show, they go and Bart is horsing around in the Bonnie and Clyde death car, and it's riddled with bullet holes. And then he opens up the glove compartment and he finds some fat wads of cash, which is just really funny. And he gets that devious look on his face, and obviously he's not going to turn it into Lost and Found.
No.
And
even though it's probably from the 30s. And,
right.
Yeah, I'm sure it's good, but still.
And then, of course, Adam West is there, so that was a good scene as well. Batmobile and some crash test dummies that...
The crash test dummy thing.
Yeah.
Because it was the Fourth Reich motor cars or something.
Or something like that.
And the crash test dummies start getting up, and Lisa's like, "Wait, that's not a dummy. This exhibit is closed."
Yep. So the whole car show is pretty great.
It was awesome.
What about you?
I'm going with the commercial because I just thought it was great. So, Grandpa is Old Man Winter. And he's like, "I'm gonna fill your driveway
He's got
with
ice
and
cubes
snow."
hanging off of his head.
Yeah, and they're like bad acting. And the family's like, "What do we do?" And then Homer comes in. "It's Mr. Plow," and he kicks Grandpa in the butt, and he says, "Get out of here, you stupid season!"
You stupid
Lousy season, and kicks him in the butt. And then Grandpa walks back through the frame. "I'm gonna go lie down." And then Bart's like, "You are fully licensed and bonded by the city, right?" And, "Shut up, boy." And then you get the jingle. "Call Mr. Plow. That's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow." So, I mean, come on, you get the jingle out, the whole thing.
So you went with that commercial and not the second commercial? Where Homer wanted to get, more business.
Yeah, so it was like some kind of crazy old, like one of the old school cologne commercials or perfume commercials.
It was really
It's
bad.
like, was that our ad? I don't know.
A highfalutin black and white.
Yeah, it was like some French avant-garde filmmaker made it or something.
Yes.
No, I did not go with that one. I went with the good first one. All right, takes us to winners and losers. How would you like to do that today?
Let's go with your winner.
My winner, I am going to go with the plow salesman. So Homer's looking at the plow, and there's this swarmy plow salesman, and he's like, "Hey, here's how you do it. You buy the plow, and then you make the payments plowing on the side." And Homer's like, "Well, I'm going to have to talk it over with my wife." And the guy goes, "Whoosh." And Homer says, "I'm not going to buy a $20,000 plow just because you make that noise." Whoosh, whoosh. And he's like, "I'll take it." So he made a sale just by going, whoosh. And so I figured, hey, whatever works.
Well, I'm going with the sea captain. I wrote a couple down, but I'm going with the sea captain because you can make your own commercials on public access TV, and the sea captain has his CD of sea shanties that he's singing, and he maybe has made enough sales that he has a second CD available as well. So he's my winner.
Mm-hmm.
My backup winner is Zeke the pig.
Not a bad choice. He got the right up front.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That was my logic behind Zeke the pig.
Yep. Homer had to get in the back of the truck.
Like I said, ridiculous from start to finish.
I don't know, many, many good jokes.
Mm-hmm. What about your loser?
My loser, I am going to go with the mountain goat. So, there's this whole thing about Homer gets jealous of Barney and sends him up on this peak and like a wild goose chase so he can take all Barney's business, but Barney gets stuck up there. And so Homer feels bad and he's going to take his plow truck up to save Barney, and Marge is like, "Oh, be careful, it's dangerous up there." And he's like, "This thing's as sure-footed as a mountain goat." And it cuts to this mountain goat that isn't sure-footed and ends up falling off the mountain all the way down to the bottom. And yeah, he didn't live up to his title.
He's not a sure-footed
He's
mountain
not
goat.
a sure-footed mountain goat. He was my loser of the episode.
Well, I put the mountain goat down as one
Oh,
of my
boy.
options. Good thing I had a backup.
Yeah, the backup. What is
I'll
it?
go with Maggie in the couch gag. The
Oh.
very beginning of the episode. There is no couch this episode. It's just a stool, and Maggie jumps up on it first, and then the entire family sits on top of the stool. And then Maggie has to kind of weave her way up through Homer and Marge and onto Homer's lap. So she was my loser at the very start of this episode because everybody sat on her.
Man, that is a good pull. I did not even think of that, but you are right. She got the whole family crowding on her
Right?
her baby stool.
Yep.
Good stuff. That is our episode for this week. One of my all-time favorites, Mr. Plow. Very good stuff. All right, we'll be coming back at you next week with the next episode in line, and we're looking forward to that. So until then, Jiminy Jillikers!